Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we delve into the sun-drenched deserts of Arizona, where a stormy love story spiraled into one of the most talked-about trials in recent memory. The tale of Travis Alexander and Jodi Arias is one of passion, obsession, and a heartbreaking end that captured the nation's attention and touched all who heard it. Travis Alexander, a charismatic and ambitious salesman, met Jodi Arias, a passionate and determined photographer. Their intense relationship masked a darker side, one that ultimately led to a tragic and horrifying event. Travis Victor Alexander was born on July 28, 1977, in Riverside, California, to Gary David Alexander and Pamela Elizabeth Morgan Alexander. His childhood resembled a modern-day Charles Dickens novel, filled with turmoil. Both his parents battled drug addiction, often leaving Travis and his 7 younger siblings to fend for themselves amidst their personal struggles. When Travis was 11, his father died in a tragic accident, and the children found a haven with their grandmother. Under her care, Travis experienced stability and security for the first time. He enjoyed regular meals and a structured routine, something he hadn't known before. Following his grandmother's devout Mormon beliefs, Travis embraced the teachings of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints with dedication. As he grew older, he became a missionary for his church and eventually an elder in Mesa, Arizona. Inspired by his grandmother's faith and the positive influence of the church, Travis held both in high regard and strove to honor her legacy through his commitment to Mormonism. Alongside his spiritual journey, Travis pursued a career as a salesman for prepaid legal services, a multi-level marketing company, and also shared his motivational insights as a speaker. The Mormon Church is known for its strict principles, expecting members to abstain from alcohol, caffeine, and maintain chastity until marriage. While Travis found it easy to avoid alcohol and caffeine, he struggled with his vow of chastity, leading to recurring internal conflicts. These struggles caused deep feelings of shame for Travis, especially after he admitted to breaking his chastity vow with his girlfriend, Deanna, before meeting Jodi Arias. The church disciplined him, temporarily excluding him from temple activities. Despite these challenges, Travis was deeply emotional and spiritual. His faith played a significant role in his life, as seen when he fervently prayed for a job opportunity, which seemingly materialized when he met Chris Hughes, a fellow Mormon who introduced him to prepaid legal services. Jodi and Arias was born on July 9, 1980, in Salinas, California, to William and Sandra Arias. She attended Wairika Union High School until the 11th grade, when she decided to drop out. Passionate about photography, Jodi worked various odd jobs before landing a sales position at Prepaid Legal Services in September 2006, at the age of 26. At 29, Travis met Jodi at the Rainforest Cafe in Las Vegas, Nevada. Their encounter seemed like the beginning of a fairy tale romance. A handsome young man met a beautiful young woman, leading to an invitation to a black-tie dinner on the very night they met. Adding to the magic, Travis's friend, Sky Hughes, lent Jodi a formal dress for the occasion. While Travis lived in Mesa, Arizona, Jodi was based in California. She was charmed by Travis's humor and the delightful moments they shared. Travis, equally captivated by Jodi's beauty, expressed his growing feelings in an email to a friend, saying, "I went from intrigued by her to interested in her to caring about her deeply to realizing how lucky I would be to have her as part of my life forever. She is amazing. It's not hard to see that whoever scores Jodi, whether it be me or someone else, is going to win the wife lotto." Their connection was enchanting, and their spiritual paths seemed to align. Jodi embraced Mormonism and underwent baptism by Travis in Southern California, only a few months after they met. Their bond grew quickly, marked by frequent visits to each other. However, after 5 months, they broke up. Travis reportedly felt guilty about their sexual relationship, which conflicted with his Mormon principles. He struggled to envision a future with a partner he saw as engaging in sinful acts with him. Despite their breakup, they continued to communicate, exchanging secret and explicit text messages. Jodi later claimed that she ended the relationship. Jodi ended her relationship with Travis due to a lack of trust, accusing him of being a sexually deviant individual who subjected her to both physical and sexual abuse. Jodi's dedication to art and success, as well as her desire to instill values of achievement in her future children, were apparent. Her striking beauty garnered admiration, but her relentless presence, constant surveillance, and intense fixation on Travis alarmed his friends, who found her behavior deeply unsettling. During their separation, Travis shared with his friends various disturbing incidents involving Jodi. He recounted how she had slashed his car tires, hacked into his Facebook account, and intimidated the women in his social circle. On several occasions, she had entered his home without permission. Travis's friends described Jodi's behavior as stalker-like. She would eavesdrop on his conversations, monitor his text messages and emails, and even forward certain messages with other women to herself. They reported that Jodi showed troubling tendencies, such as following Travis closely, including standing by the bathroom door while he used it, which made them very uneasy. Sky Hughes, a friend of Travis, expressed his concern. "I started seeing things that were just disturbing. I told Travis, I'm afraid we're going to find you chopped up in her freezer." Chris Hughes, Sky's husband, also reported witnessing Jodi eavesdropping on Travis from behind a closed door with a menacing look on her face. Both Sky and Chris were terrified and worried about potential harm. Their relationship became extremely toxic, with Travis labeling Jodi a sociopath. He warned his friends, "Don't be surprised if you find me dead one day." In June 2008, Travis invited Jodi to join him on a business trip to Cancun, Mexico. However, just before the trip, he decided to take his friend Mimi Hall instead. The trip was scheduled for June 10th. A month earlier, on May 28th, a burglary occurred at Jodi's grandparents' house, during which a .25 caliber Colt pistol was stolen, along with other items. On June 2nd, Jodi attempted to meet with Travis but was unsuccessful, leading to a phone conversation between them. That same day, she rented a car from Budget Rent in Redding, California, changed her hair color from blonde to brown, attended business meetings, and drove to Utah on June 5th. While in Utah, Jodi visited her ex-boyfriend Ryan Burns, who noticed multiple cuts on her hands. Jodi returned the rental car on June 7th, and the clerk who received it observed red stains on the seats and missing floor mats. Vehicle noticed red stains on the seats and missing floor mats. Travis was scheduled for a conference call on June 4th but unexpectedly missed it. His friend Mimi, who had briefly dated him but felt no romantic connection, was supposed to travel to Cancun, Mexico with him. Growing concerned after not hearing from him for several days, Mimi contacted his friends, Melissa and Dallin. On June 9th, the two friends went to Travis's locked apartment at 11428 East Queensboro A, Mesa, Arizona. Upon entering, they found thick pools of blood throughout the apartment. As they approached his bedroom, they saw large pools of blood in the hallway and horrifyingly discovered Travis's crumpled, blooded corpse on the bathroom floor. They immediately dialed 911. When the police arrived, they were confronted with a scene of unprecedented brutality. Travis's body was crumpled, mangled, and mutilated, bearing 27 stab wounds on his back. His throat had been slit from ear to ear, severing his jugular vein, cot artery, and trachea in a deep gash that nearly decapitated him. Several cuts on his hands suggested he had tried to defend himself but ultimately succumbed to the relentless stabbing. Travis was discovered with a gunshot wound and the bathroom was covered in bloody towels. Investigating officers located long brown hairs on the floor, a bloody handprint on his bedroom walls, and a hidden digital camera inside. The bathroom contained a washing machine and a cardboard box in the closet, both stained with a ring of blood and water, indicating an attempt to clean the crime scene by flooding the bathroom floor before fleeing. The washing machine was filled with sheets and bedding soaked in bleach, suggesting an effort to destroy evidence. The official cause of Travis Alexander's death was ruled as homicide. After discovering Travis's body, the Mesa Police Department contacted Jodi Arias, who denied being at his residence and claimed she had not seen him since April. Jody expressed her willingness to assist with the investigation, despite stating she had been living with her grandparents in California for months and had not been in Mesa, Arizona. Detective Esteban Flores, the lead investigator, asked Jody to visit the police station during her time in town for Travis's memorial service to provide her fingerprints for elimination purposes. He explained that due to Jody's frequent presence at Travis's residence, they needed her prints to rule her out from those found at the crime scene. Unaware of the incriminating palm print she had left behind, Jody agreed to have her fingerprints recorded. On July 9, 2008, a grand jury in Maricopa County, Arizona, indicted Jody Arias on charges of first-degree murder in connection with Travis Alexander's death. Following the indictment, she was apprehended at her grandparents' home 6 days later and transported back to Mesa for legal proceedings. Investigators matched a bloody handprint on the wall to her DNA and later retrieved time-stamped images from a hidden, waterlogged digital camera in the washing machine. These images revealed graphic and disturbing scenes from June 4, 2008, featuring both Travis Alexander and Jody Arias. During her interrogation with Detective Flores, Jody exhibited peculiar behavior. While alone in the interview room, she sang to herself, performed a handstand, rummaged through the room's trash can, pretended to sleep, and engaged in various antics. Despite the overwhelming evidence against her, including revealing images from the camera showing Jody unclothed, she consistently maintained her alibi that she had not been in Arizona since April. The final pictures captured by the camera documented the moments leading up to and during Travis's murder, placing Jody at the scene of the crime. Nevertheless, she refused to change her version of events. One image showed Travis showering at 5:29 p.m., followed by later images depicting him with severe throat wounds and Jody moving his body. Despite Detective Flores informing her about the palm print found in Travis's blood at the crime scene, Jody continued to deny involvement. She claimed she had not been in Arizona since April and had traveled to Utah on the day of Travis's death to visit someone new. Frustrated, Detective Flores informed Jody of her first-degree murder charges and scheduled a follow-up after her night in jail. Jody requested to apply makeup before her booking photo, but Detective Flores denied the request. The next day, Jody altered her story, alleging that two masked attackers in black had invaded Travis's bathroom, stabbing him while one aimed a gun at her, which malfunctioned, allowing her to escape. The trial for Jody Arias began on January 2, 2013. Disturbing visuals of the murder scene, including Travis Alexander's disfigured body and blood-soaked towels, were presented. Jody openly admitted her role in Travis's death, but claimed her actions were a response to his escalating violence, a desperate struggle for survival. Throughout the trial, she portrayed herself as a battered woman, falsely claiming her sexual encounters with Travis were coerced and expressing profound fear of him. Her defense argued that if she had not acted in self-defense, she would not be in court, that Travis had an addiction to sex and pornography even to the extent of child porn, citing an instance where she found him pleasuring himself to an image of a minor. Jennifer Wilmot, her defense lawyer, argued that Jod was Travis's concealed, shameful secret. She contended that, despite Travis's attempts to present himself as a virtuous man and devout Mormon, he was in reality a sexual deviant and predator who exploited Jody's sexual emotions and coerced her into a sexual relationship with him. Prosecutors refuted Jody's assertion and constructed their argument around jealousy. They claimed that following Travis's retraction of the Cancun invitation, Jod entered a jealous rage and killed him. Prosecutors further contended that Jod deliberately armed herself with a gun, a knife, traveling to Travis's residence with the premeditated intent to murder him. During cross-examination, prosecutors probed Jod about how the same gun stolen from her grandparents' home was used to shoot Travis after he had already succumbed to his injuries. Jod responded, "I don't have a gun, I've never seen it, I don't even know what a .25 looks like." Additionally, the prosecution questioned Jod on why she continued engaging in intimate relations with Travis despite being aware of his purported sexually deviant behavior involving child pornography during a pivotal moment. Jod Arias faced a series of questions. Jodi Arias faced intense scrutiny during her trial, which included questions about her conflicting statements. Despite her denial of enjoying sex with Travis Alexander and her vivid recollection of intimate details, she was questioned about memory lapses related to the stabbing of Travis 27 times and her purchase of a gun intended for a suicide that never occurred. The jury was shown a sex tape and other video evidence where Jodi persistently denied responsibility for Travis's death, stating, "I would never want to hurt him. He never raped me. If I were going to kill somebody, I would use gloves. I have plenty of them. I did not take his life." On May 8, 2013, the courtroom fell silent as Jodi Arias was convicted of the premeditated and first-degree murder of Travis Alexander, causing gasps and sighs among those present. The prosecution successfully linked her fingerprints to a bloodstain on Travis's bedroom wall, and Jodi struggled to explain her late arrival in Utah to meet Ryan Burns on the day of Travis's murder, June 4, 2008, citing a dead phone and getting lost. By the time of her sentencing that same day, Jodi Arias had become one of the most reviled women in American history. The jury rejected her self-defense claims, finding her guilty of murdering Travis Alexander in a cold-blooded and particularly cruel manner. Although the jury could not reach a unanimous decision on capital punishment, Jodi was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In August 2014, Jodi Arias sought a retrial and was granted the right to represent herself, though she later abandoned this plan. The retrial, which began in October 2014, lasted only 5 months before the original verdict was upheld. Jodi Arias was sentenced to life in prison for the brutal murder of Travis Alexander. Travis's tragic death left a profound void in the hearts of his family and friends, who continue to mourn his loss. His vibrant spirit and warmth, extinguished too soon, are remembered with enduring affection. The community rallied around those closest to Travis, offering solidarity and strength during their darkest hours. The tale of Travis Alexander and Jodi Arias serves as a cautionary narrative about the dangers of uncontrolled emotions and the importance of recognizing toxic relationships. May their story remind us to seek help when needed, cherish our loved ones, and cultivate healthy, nurturing connections in our lives. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more shocking and compelling stories ahead.